What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another amazing day. And what we're gonna do today is build an automatic feeding system for, well, it's gonna be for the ducks, but you can use it for chickens as well. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. And it's relatively inexpensive and it's gonna make your life a lot easier. So this is basically what it's gonna look like. So this piece, let's get this out of here so it doesn't mess with your understanding of how this is gonna work. But this is basically the final product. So now I'm going to show you everything that you need and how it's actually going to work. So let's take this cap off the top. We'll take this piece off. So this is 4-inch PVC. I wanted to go big enough so that the animals wouldn't have a problem putting their head in here, but ultimately this is the way it's going to work. Is a bird's going to walk up here, put his head into here, and eat the food that's in the bottom. So what we're going to do is make this more waterproof, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to take our Sawzall and we're going to cut here and here off. So we're going to take out this bottom chunk. So this is basically an overhang. So this will cover and protect for the rain. And then this will allow the chicken or the duck to bring their face all the way up to here so their head can go in even farther. So their head's basically going to go under this awning, and then they're going to be able to eat down here. So what I bought for the inside, or how the inside is going to work, this is a 3-inch to 1.5-inch reducer. So this fits inside, and then you can see the spout down here. If you were to just fill this, the seed would fill all the way up to here and start to spill out. So what we have to do is, since that's a 3-inch to 1-inch reducer, we bought 1.5, or it's a 3-inch to 1.5-inch reducer, so we bought 1.5-inch pipe. So what I'm going to do is cut a small portion about this long, stick it in to this reducer. So basically like that. We'll stick it in this pipe, the reducer and the pipe in, so the pipe will actually go a little bit lower to about here. So that way when the feed spills out, it'll fill the whole bottom area and only come up to about here. So that way, if the level's about this high, it's not going to overflow and fill out. It'll always stay here. And then what we can do is fill this entire stack, that 4-inch PVC, fill all that with food. And as they eat it, it's going to keep refilling and refilling. So it's going to be an endless supply of food. And you really don't have to do anything except just maintain that this is filled. So this, I just bought this 2-foot piece, so I didn't have to cut anything and buy a huge section, but you could buy it as tall as you want. Also, I'm going to keep this elevated up off the ground, so this is going to be not sitting on the ground. So how do we keep the food from just touching the ground? This is what I bought on the bottom. This is a 4-inch bushing. And then this is a 3-inch plastic fit pipe, or a 3-inch plastic cap. So this cap is going to get glued onto there. Once that's glued onto there, we're going to glue around the outside, shove this in there, force it in there. It's a snug fit, but we'll force it in, and that will be the floor for the food. So the food will pile up on top of this, and then this will sit in there. So that's your floor. Easy as that. So let's glue this all together. And then again, I'm not going to keep it setting on the floor. I'm going to actually elevate it off the ground a little bit so it's easier for the birds to get their faces in there. So let's put it together and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so what I did, I took the PVC glue, I glued this cap on there, and then once all that dries, I can go ahead and clean all that up in the back end. I took a hacksaw and I just went to town on this thing. You definitely don't need to worry about getting like an arm workout when you're done, because that hacksaw definitely, it was worth, it was kind of fun, but I think a jigsaw with a metal blade would have been easier. And then this piece, I cut that, and that's about 3.5 inches, and I glued it inside, so that is glued in place. And then what I did with my sander, I went through and I sanded all the edges, the inside and outside, so all of this is going to be smooth. It's nice and soft. Actually, it's really, really smooth. So I don't have to worry about anything with when they stick their head in there getting caught on any of these edges or anything. And then this piece, you have to take your sander and sand down. There's a little notch right here. I sanded that down really good, and I sanded all the edges so that it will fit inside of this. I tested it, so it does fit. So you have to sand this down in order to get it to fit inside of here. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue this piece in here. and I'm going to completely insert it so that it goes down to about that far. And then what I'll do is then glue this piece right inside of there. All right, so as you can see, that's glued inside this 4-inch PVC, and now what we're gonna do is take that 4-inch PVC, and I'm gonna glue it in here. You probably don't need to glue it, but because if rainwater starts to run down there, I don't want it to leak inside of there and get the food wet, so I'm still gonna glue it. A lot of people say you don't have to glue it, but I want to, just to be extra safe and make sure that the food stays dry. All right, so then all we have to do last is put some glue around the edge of this, and then we're just gonna seat this all the way inside of there, and we are done. And then what we're gonna do is we'll have our cap, which will just loosely sit on top of our PVC. It'll look a little something like that. And you just wanna be able to take this off, on and off nice and easy. Just make sure that if you take this and say you wanted to, you know, screw this up against the wall somewhere, make sure you put like a piece of wood back here so that you have room to put the pipe on. A lot of people butt this right up to, like, you know, a 2x4 or something, and then they can't get the cap on and off, and it's too hard. So make sure you leave a little bit of room so you get the cap to actually sit on, or leave the cap on and secure it to the 2x4 like here so you have room. So that's it. That'll be the final product. So this tube will stay completely filled with food, and that should get them through a couple days. And then, like I said, this is where they'll come in and eat. And you can see on the inside, hopefully you can see on the inside. All right, so this is inside of the final product. So the food is poured in, and you can see kind of how that works. And then as they kind of root around in here, more food will keep falling out the more that they take it away. So I hope that kind of shows you the idea. What you can do is, and kind of what I might have done, is make that pipe in the back just a little bit longer, maybe like a 1/2 inch longer, and that'll keep the level a little bit lower. So we'll put it with the chickens. So I could have made that pipe just a little bit longer, and that'll just keep this down the neck a little bit more, because it's kind of close to spilling out. So let's put it in with the chickens and see if they eat out of it. All right, so that does it for today's video. It's a short little DIY project video for all my duck and chicken fans. So what I did, I bought it in white so that way I could put it up against the white vinyl fence. I'll put it up against one of these posts right here, and I'll just I'll attach it right to that post, so it kind of just blends in. It's not like an eyesore or anything out here in the backyard. And again, you can elevate it to whatever height you want it for your chickens or ducks or whatever you're using it for. But again, it's a super easy project. You can run to Lowe's and get all those types of things. Each attachment I think was like $5. It was like maybe, you know, a total of like $30, $35 total to do that whole project. So it's not that expensive, and it should last you the length of, you know, of your ducks and chickens. So so that's it. Another quick video. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you guys are duck owners or chicken owners or have any advice, please comment down below. I'd love to hear it. If you guys have built any of the PVC feeders or waters, let me know. That's it. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace out, everybody.